Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us here on our weekly Honor Bound IT live stream.
Every Friday.
Every Friday. Until we don't do it anymore.
Until there is no more.
Until we move it to Tuesday at lunchtime. But we've just been so busy, we really haven't had a chance to do much in the way of working on the new show format. Just been crazy, hasn't it?
And the beginning of the year, getting calls and making plans.
Yep, making plans and suffering in silence.
Mm.
Yeah, with printers, your favorite thing.
Yeah.
And so welcome. I guess why don't we just get the ad out of the way? It only lasts 20 seconds. The Residential Protection Plan by Honor Bound IT is the best support and service for home computer users. You get top-notch antivirus, backup, and remote support. Plus, if you need in-store service, it's free. Visit us at 109 Norris Avenue, McCook, or call 877-686-6642. Your digital peace of mind starts here. All right, so a big happy birthday to Keith. Keith's birthday was on Monday.
Yeah.
And this is your last year being a 30-something, isn't it?
I got a few more years left of it.
You liar. As his pants burst into flames. No. Yeah. So we missed you, Keith, on Monday, but we're glad that you get to have another birthday.
Oh, yeah.
And, while you were away, I was a pretty busy boy.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was.
What was going on?
You didn't have very many computers left or unsold computers left, by the time you got back. We had our little microcomputer that's really handy, if you need something space saving. And one all-in-one left, but what was it, 5 machines that went out the door this week?
I think so.
Yeah. All-in-one's really, really popular, and I still got one left.
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple coming in. I think we ordered 1 or 2. I can't remember.
It was 2.
Yep. We got a couple more 17-inch laptops by HP, and we have a couple Dell Latitudes coming in. They've been really, once we find something that really works for our customers, we pretty much stick to it, until they stop making it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah. Was really busy in that department, and you had a lot to come back to this week too, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, you sold all the computers, so we had to get them prepped up, and we had people call and ask about getting new computers, and I think people are maybe reaching the point where their computers and things are getting a little bit older. And some people are actually planning ahead before their computer dies. Now, not everybody. We did have one of them that their computer died all of a sudden. They're on the service, so we take care of all that stuff for them, and was able to get.
Oh, we got their data too.
Got their data
so
back.
They did not lose a single bit of information. Don't you love when that happens?
Oh yeah, we had 2 people that their computers died on them. We were able to save their data.
Yeah.
There was the other guy that using a very old Microsoft program that Microsoft does not even make anymore.
Oh, yeah. That one was kind of fun, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But he wasn't on the service at the time. He is now.
Nope, he is now. That's right.
Yep, he's on the security and shoestring because he runs a small business.
Yeah, so we got some of those people with new computers. I think actually, I'm trying to think now, everybody that bought a computer either was already on the service or signed up for the service.
Yep, because they didn't because I think the person who we were just talking about with the program, he wasn't expecting to be able to get anything. And I went, oh, yeah, I've been here for 25 years. I remember that stupid program. But you know what? It was one of those things where it worked for him, and it'll continue to work for him. He's comfortable with it, knows how to work it, and if you can get it to work, and it's secure, and I don't know any story. I mean, I don't think it was really popular enough to be a big target. Why not continue using it until you can't use it anymore? I was surprised it worked,
Yeah.
to be honest. Because when did they? It was Microsoft Money, and did you look up when they stopped making that? I think it was 2009, wasn't it?
Maybe the version he had was 2006.
I think the last version was in 2009.
Yeah. So I mean, it was older than the newest version of it, but again, like it worked for him, and why not use it? I wasn't going to install the rest of the stuff that was in the Works program, but because then I knew that I'd be putting security holes.
Yeah.
But yeah, dying machines. Jennifer, I'm sorry. I should have asked you to get the taps sound effect for me. But my home machine finally, it bit the big one in the sky. It was a sad day.
Smoke inhalation?
It was more like cat hair inhalation. And no, that probably was, I mean, it might have been a contributing factor, but it wasn't that bad. But I did find cat hair when I did try to, I got 6 cats, you're going to get cat hair. So if you have animals in your house and you haven't cleaned your computer in a while, bring it in, we'll clean it for you. I did replace the fans one time in it, but it lasted I think it was 4 years, 11 months when I looked it up. Didn't do too bad.
Yeah. And that's something that's, typically when people bring their computers in, it's either like a, malware removal or virus removal or something like that,
Or it's death.
Hair removal is a new one.
But it is something. If you have animals in your house, they do, have to pass air through to keep their systems cool. And so yeah, we ordered up a laptop for me today. It was not my everyday work computer. It was my home one that I use, but I use my home one for work a lot. And
you take it on the road with you,
and I do take it on the road with me when I remember. And it has been like a good, it's been a lot of places, so I don't think it owes me nothing, but it certainly didn't last anywhere near one of the Noblists that we had.
Yeah.
Those lasted 10, 12, 13 years. You won't get that out of any new computer now, I don't think.
Yeah. The computer I'm using, it was 2017 when it was released. So 7 years is pretty good. You think you said yours was 4. And those are things to think about when you're getting a new computer. Maybe 4 years, is the time to start thinking about, okay, this computer's made it this long. Maybe start budgeting a little bit just so you can save up to get another computer. And, maybe you don't have to get it at year 5. Maybe you don't have to get it at year 6 or year 7, but you have that budget ready. So when the time comes, you can get a new computer. And, you're speaking about the Noblists, the customer that actually came and bought a new computer, very proactive actually, and said, my computer's getting a little bit old. I think it's time to replace it before something bad happens. And so we're actually happy that people are being proactive and thinking about that.
Well, how old was that Noblist?
That was 2014.
Yeah.
So that was again, 10 years.
You're getting good lifespan, and most of our customers that come to buy from us, they spend a little bit of a premium, but when you take that money, you divide it out by the number of years, useful years that you have it, because you said your machine is 7 years old. But it was not like bottom of the barrel. It was not like engineering or gaming, level kind of machine, but, was a little bit more of a premium workhorse. Runs Windows 11, so, we're going to run them till they die because we have spares.
We got spares.
We got spares. Fortunately, I'll have the one that I have here in the studio.
Yeah, and if you need a spare, we actually did get some more laptops in today.
Yeah.
We're getting more computers in next week. Having a spare is actually a good thing, like you said, because
if you're dependent on it, you should have it. a lot of businesses, they can't even run a transaction if they don't have like computer or internet. And that's kind of why we kind of harp on redundant internet for people who are dependent too. That $30 that you spend in a Verizon contract for redundant internet, man, you use that once.
Yeah.
And it's already paid for itself. But yeah, got a new i9 coming. I kind of overkilled it a little bit because I do want to use it like for film, and I did want the RTX video in it so that I could take advantage of the AI that's built into the video. So that in some of our videos we can have like the follow me feature. So like rather than having like we can move around and the software will pan to where we're going. So you don't need a camera person. Because you remember those Ozbot ones that we had? Mm-hmm. You know, they had like a little AI built into them, but the camera sensors were so small that there was like artifacts all in the background. They look like crap. Mm-hmm. So we'll be able to use our nice Sony cameras and be able to have like that follow me feature. So I'm looking forward to that.
Cool.
You know, because there's only 3 of us, and you know, Jennifer, she works the boards, and Jennifer, tell me, girl, do you think you could handle one more thing?
I don't know.
Do you think that you could handle like moving cameras around while you're running the boards?
I might, but probably not.
I think it would be a bridge too far, you know, because you're working the camera switcher, and then you know all of the stuff in OBS. So, you know, we'll just have like one more tool in our arsenal. And again, I spent like a smidge more because I wanted to have something that's going to be useful for a longer period of time. It's not like gaming machine or anything crazy, but it'll certainly, hopefully, you know, you can. It's a crapshoot because I haven't sold one to anybody else. But at least it's a branded machine. It'll be a Lenovo this go around. Yeah, I'll be sure to like show y'all in a future show. It'll be fun. I made sure it had Windows Hello on it too, so that like all I have to do is look at it and it'll automatically log me in.
Perfect.
No passwords, pass keys, all that neat stuff. You might end up getting my Precision. Would you like my Precision?
We'll see. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
Might have to be your home.
Yeah, it might be my spare.
Your spare.
Yeah, no, the new one's going to be my Traveler.
Oh.
I don't want it stuck at my desk.
Light use.
Yeah. So yeah, and you had like printer fun this week, didn't you?
As always, printers are people's favorite thing. And you know, we get calls, and you know, we can actually, you know, we're pretty good at troubleshooting printers, even though they are, you know, troublesome at times when people are using them. When you know, the big ones that you run into are the wireless printers, and that's just the way people print these days. There's no need to have a cord plugged into your printer. The only problem with troubleshooting for us is a lot of the times you have to be at the printer to push the buttons. And so sometimes it's hard to walk people, you know, through the steps of it. A lot of the printers, I found one of the actual articles that had the guide with the printer control panel on it. So, I could pull it up on their computer, and I said, so just push these buttons and go through these steps. And, you know, the customer is able to do that. And, you know, some people have a little bit more tech expertise and can do that. Some people don't. And, you know, once it's set up one time, they never have to set it up ever again. But when something happens and they do, they forget everything that they had to do to set it up. And so if you can, you know, network printers are very reliable when you can connect it to your router with an Ethernet cable if you are able to, if it's close enough. Then the printer doesn't have to be physically plugged into your computer. You can actually connect to it on your computer with the same internet that you're on. Other computers can do the same thing, and so that's always helpful. And wireless does the same thing. It's just having that cable is very much more reliable. So if you can do the cable, that's the way to go. But printers are problems.
They are what they are, yeah.
And not just the standard printers, even label printers, that was one ticket I worked on.
But that was a really specialized one that was specifically made for UPS World Ship. You can't just buy that particular Zebra printer right off the shelf. It's a specialized one. And speaking of patches and updates, right?
Yeah, the printer worked and it worked fine. This was their customer.
Brand new computer.
They bought a new computer. And
why is my printer broken in one day?
Well, it worked for that day, and then the next day it didn't work. And obviously it's a coincidence that these things happen at the same time. Oh, I got a new computer, now my printer don't work. So it worked one day, it didn't work the next day. And so the next thing we looked at, well, let's troubleshoot it, and then spent a little while trying to uninstall, reinstall, do all the basic steps. Then go to find out there's actually special software that these. This was a UPS label printer, and so there's special software that UPS uses, and finding out that, the same day her printer quit working was the same day there was a update release for the printer. And so we found that and able to get that installed and get that printer working again. So takes a little while for some of these things, but if you don't have somebody in your corner that knows these things, and this is all we do is the technology and printers too. We are helpful with printers as much as we can be.
No matter how much we hate them.
No matter how much we hate them. Yeah, and if you don't like doing that yourself, or it's just you don't know how to do it, it's not in your skill set, give us a call. We're here to help and do the best we can. This is what we do.
I got to honestly really hand it to you, Keith, because I'm getting older, and my patience levels, I have a hard time with that. But as I get older, but you just have so much patience with customers, and particularly some of these people, you have that way about you that you understand that some people are very fearful of trying different things, and or they are really apprehensive, and you just have a way of helping people remain calm, because we always figure it out. Sometimes it takes a day, sometimes it takes an overnight sleep to think about the solution, and you wake up with a solution in the next morning kind of deal. But you always seem to find a way through and help people feel good at the end of it. You never make people feel small, because they don't know something. And I really appreciate that about you, and just wanted to shout you out just a smidge.
Thank you. It's not always easy, but
No, it isn't. It isn't. And some people don't make it easy either.
Yeah.
But you just seem to find a way of doing that. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Because that means I don't have to. But yeah, and we spent quite a bit of time this week doing planning for the year.
Beginning of the year, always trying to hit the ground running.
Yep. It was kind of tough when we had so many days off Mondays off. And it wasn't just you being gone. I mean, that we had a lot of school outs, so people weren't here because of school outs. A lot of Mondays off in a row. What's next week going to be like?
Well, Greg, actually, my birthday's next Monday.
No, it's not.
Wait, that was last Monday. I gotta think of a different excuse.
Different excuse, yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't have anything planned next Monday.
Your dog didn't die for the third time either.
No. Well, I got, don't have that many grandmas, so can't use that one.
Yeah. But no, we spent a fair bit of time. We want to make sure that we're constantly improving the customer experience. and making sure that we're staying on top of things business wise, to make sure that, we're profitable. So we're still around, I mean, that's, it's got to be a win-win, win for the customer, win for us. And always trying to help our customers be more profitable and save, a buck or two here and there. And, I don't think we're really planning on making a whole lot of new products this year. We just really kind of are trying to fine tune some of the things that we actually do really well. And for that matter, we eliminated a lot of fat, like it's so easy. And in your own life, you might want to like check your, it's so easy to get like a lot of these subscriptions now because everything's subscription based. And so I personally spend a lot of time, I got Rocket Money. And man, that was a real eye opener, like subscription stuff that like you forget that you had and don't use. You have like NerdWallet, right? Mm-hmm. And so when you got that, did you find that there were different things that, you just kind of aren't aware of that you had a little bit?
You do see some things in these, like these budgeting and these money tracking apps. There's several of them, but you do see trends and patterns of the way you spend your money, or, maybe, one of your credit cards is a little bit too high and you need to get that paid down. They're actually really good about, identifying these things and say, hey, pay an extra, $50 on this card this month to avoid interest or something like that. And so,
Or like you'll get like a notification that a certain subscription that you might have had actually had a price drop. Or your cell phone bill could be lower if you do ... So, that kind of helped a little bit with some of the planning, but we found even in the products that we have, there was like to run the business and run clients' business, we had some overlap, because we had Microsoft 365. A lot of our customers have the Business Premium, which now includes Defender for Business. Mm-hmm. And so, because our clients are so small, they don't really require, to have so many layers of stuff, that they're paying for if they have Microsoft Defender for Business and it's configured properly. That's the caveat on that one. Mm-hmm. So we were able to kind of pare down some of those subscriptions and save a few bucks there. That's what we spent yesterday mostly looking at what we had. So it's just something, that I thought of like, you do what you want, but it might be something that would be a benefit to our viewers to kind of take that time at the beginning of the year and review all the subscriptions to stuff that you have. And if you're into saving money, I think we all need to make our dollars go a little farther with the way inflation has been. So
I think the biggest one that we noticed, and this probably came about because of, the COVID thing, is everybody started using Zoom to do video calls and meetings and things like that and communications. And if you're using Microsoft 365, you actually have a program called Microsoft Teams that is included, no extra cost, that you can actually replace Zoom with, or any other of those messaging apps that.
Well, like we had our one client that was on Slack for like a paid version of Slack for like, upward to 11 people, and you're paying for that by the month, and you already have that in your subscription. Or, things like Calendly, you get a calendar booking app. Well, you got bookings in Microsoft 365 Business Premium. So if you're really not sure, or you want like an audit of what you're using, and because we see this every day, and you're a small business owner, just give us a holler. You know, we're really happy to try to help you get whether you do business with us or somebody else, you know, we want you to get the most value out of your subscriptions. And, you know, of course we do want you to do business with us, but we're here to help you whatever way we can, because we want to see our people succeed in life and business. So
Exactly.
So Keith, we've got a new toy, right?
Yeah, we were talking about
Just kind of switching
lot of new
gears here
stuff.
all in the middle of everything.
You know, we're getting new computers. Greg's getting a new computer, and
Everybody gets a new computer.
he's getting the other new stuff here. This is pretty new, Greg. What is?
Yeah. That is the
What is this thing?
Unify Express. I think that's the answer to that stupid blue box that some people have in their house, that Linksys router. You know, the
Oh yeah, the little home
little blue
routers.
routers that people have, home routers, or you know, the ISP gateways that don't really have any kind of level of security on them. This is kind of really handy dandy little device for anybody that's you know, at home and wants to secure their personal network, and maybe split out some of the things that don't get updated, like like we got like a new washer dryer because ours died after like 8 years, and the new one has Wi-Fi, and I love it that it'll tell me when the cycle is done because it's way downstairs kind of deal. But I don't like that it's on the same network as my computer, because you know, there could be a security hole or a patch that hasn't been applied to that, or doorbell. You probably might have heard it. I don't know if you heard it on
I
the,
heard it.
you heard it, but I don't know if they heard it out there. Your doorbell, you know, those types of IoT devices don't get updated quite as often for security holes and patches. Well, you want to keep your computers separate and apart from that, or even your cell phones, keep them separate and apart from your computers, because they do get updated a lot more frequently. But still, you know, if you can kind of split the traffic apart and say, you stay in your lane, in washer and dryer and other, you know, Ring devices, whatever, you stay in your lane, and make it so they don't talk to each other across the network. Those are kind of important things these days. You know, your Alexa, you know, or your, you know, Google, what do they call the little Google device?
Google Homes.
Google Homes, you know, all those smart devices and not so smart devices. Yeah. I mean, heck, some of us have like light bulbs that use the internet.
It just gives you that little bit extra control
Yep.
over, you know, your home network. You know, you get your internet router that they provide from you, and that's good and great and all. And if you don't have a bunch of fancy stuff, that's fine. If you want a little extra control, you want to control your Wi-Fi. Like Greg said, you want to separate some of your devices that may be vulnerable to different threats. This would be the right choice.
And it's small, and it's like only takes like 10 watts of power. Yeah. You know, it's just like a little tiny little device, a lot of peace of mind in a small device like this. And because we have the Microsoft Business Premium, you know, we have, like, this one doesn't have like some of the really advanced features that, you know, you might get in a really higher end, where they actually inspect, you know, the packets, or intrusion detection. You know, there's just not enough cojones in here. But if you got like Microsoft Business Premium, you have the Business Defender for Business, that layer plus this, you know, this little guy, I'm actually going to be taking this sucker home and putting it in, because it'll make like an instant gateway to my Dream router. I have a Dream machine
At your office.
At my office, and you know, give me like a quick, secure connection between here and there.
Very cool.
Pretty happy with it. It's like inexpensive. It's like under a couple $100. So love it, and I can control it with my phone.
Yep.
And configure it for the most part with my phone, and it'll auto update if I let it. So how much more do I need as a small guy? You know, I mean, if you're like a big plus 300 plus business, these are not
I know.
what you're going to use. But, if you're like a mom and pop, all you're doing is running like a point of sale, and you want to keep your point of sale stuff separate from the rest of your internet traffic. It's kind of like that one restaurant that we did, right? He's got his computers on one thing, but because of PCI compliance, they want to keep their credit card stuff from their Toast point of sale, completely separate network, separate VLAN. None of it talks one to the other. So, yeah, I'm really happy. I'm happy with it. You know why I'm mostly happy? It's because I don't have to learn anything new because it's all the same interface,
Right.
no matter what I do.
That's what we tell our customers.
Have I talked enough about that? Should I shut up about that now?
Till next time.
Till next time. Yeah, we're going to be doing a full demo on the new channel that we're building out. And we'll let you know when we do.
Perfect.
All right. Wow, did we kill a half an hour already?
Nope.
My watch is kind of broken, but
Yeah, your watch is broken. Yeah, we killed a half an hour, so we better shut up here pretty soon. Yeah, we have our kitty cat of the week. Jennifer, you need to tell us about our kitty cat. Meow, meow.
This is Greg's cat.
Yep,
What's her name?
that'd be Jewelbug. Yeah, that's Jewel. And because the internet's always made for cats and pets and all that kind of stuff, we always feature one of my cats right now. Hopefully we'll be talking a little bit more about other cats coming up. We're trying to work with the Humane Society, see if they'll be interested in having their maybe pet of the week kind of deal. That needs a home, needs some love. But this is our youngest, most feral cat. And yeah, she's like a year and a half, 2 years old, I think. So, Keith, are you ready to celebrate our way out of here?
almost.
I'm ready to celebrate out. Disco ball. Woo-hoo.
It's Friday. Time for
Happy
the
Friday.
time for the
Happy
weekend.
Friday. Dance our way out. I can't hear the beat. We hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and we hope that you enjoyed the show. If you've been here this long, God bless you. Hope I didn't bore you to tears.
That's right.
We love you and leave you. Have an awesome weekend. We'll see